Hey, that's right. We are back.
I know, it feels like we've been gone forever and a day. Ooh. We are officially back. Can you believe it?
And now.
Aye, aye. I'm the captain now.
Coming to you from the K2 Studios in San Diego, California.
This sounds great. You sound amazing.
I always sound amazing.
It's the world famous.
Everybody's hitting off like BFFs.
Kris and Kristine Show.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? How are you doing today? Thank you so much for listening. And I am Kris.
And I'm Kristine, and welcome to episode 104 of the Kris and Kristine Show. Do-do-do-do.
Fantastic. I haven't dropped a good old fantastic in forever.
I know. I might have missed it a little bit. I might not have.
Oh, well. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are back, like I said earlier, 104th episode, like Kristine just said. And I gotta remember how to even use this podcasting gear. It's been so long.
Oh, no, because you've still been practicing, like in your sleep. You've been like grabbing fake microphones and being like, hey, what's happening, everybody? You've been talking to the plants and everything. You've been like practice podcasting to the plants.
Oh,
it's a new thing.
To the plants, huh?
Uh-huh.
Actually, I was talking to Clover. Poor little Clover is hearing me rant about my podcasting stuff.
Oh, gosh. She wish that she could talk because I would love to hear what she thinks about you.
She thinks I'm like a superhero.
She doesn't like when you yell. She gets very scared when you yell.
You know what? The dog that plays Catch Me If You Can, like it's her favorite game to do. She gets out of her cage, or you set her down on the floor, and then she runs around the house. You try to chase her as fast as you can, and she's like dodges to the left, dodges to the right, and then you think she's going to
She would be a really good football player.
She does. She almost practices like a running back. Like she's just dart.
Yeah, she's like, let me think fast, go to the right, go to the left. But anyways, we are now no longer in the old podcasting studio. We now have the official K2 Studios at the new residence, don't we, Kris?
That is fantastic. This new room we're in, this new house, we'll get to that in a minute, but we did move. We did sell the official K2 Studios, and those got sold, and some lucky buyer bought them, and they told us, they said, you know what? We want to buy the world famous K2 Studios. So they offered a very pricey tag on that, and they gave us a nice
pricey tag. they did pay a good chunk of change.
They sure did, and I couldn't turn the offer down.
You're right, you couldn't, but it is really nice to be in a place where we actually have a dedicated space for podcasting. Because the one thing that I love is having my bedroom back to be peaceful and
wait
uncluttered.
Wait a second. You mean our bedroom?
I let you sleep there.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
you let me live in there, huh?
I do. But it's so cute. Now it's so cute and it's decorated, and now we can keep all of the podcasting stuff in a dedicated area to where, we did have a great layout in our other bedroom where we had like a whole office space.
Yeah. Let everybody know that the K2 Studios was officially actually our bedroom.
Well, you say our bedroom, but when we say that, people might think that we were like podcasting while I was sitting on top of the bed, but we actually
done that once before.
One time, but we had a built-in office in the master, and it was like 2 steps lower than the regular footprint of the master bedroom, and so it was actually a pretty sizable area. But now we have an extra bedroom in this house, and because our oldest is only here certain times of the month.
That would be Ezekiel.
Yeah,
shout out Ezekiel. What's up, buddy?
Shout out Zeke. But since he's only here at certain points in time, we're able to use the downstairs bedroom as a dedicated podcasting studio all other weeks. Right, Kris?
Fantastic. This extra room here, it's becoming like the office room / bedroom / guest room / podcasting studio, although it's got solid walls and solid floors. So it might sound a little echoey than normal. But once we get more furniture in this room,
right,
it should soak up some of that, like the bed we're going to be getting, which we purchased today.
Well, the couch. It's like a couch that turns into a bed. Yes.
Oh,
so
awesome.
I'll be podcasting on the couch. It'll be like Dr. Kristine's couch.
I was thinking, speaking of which, if we really wanted to have more people in the room, we'll get another one of these microphones. We got plenty of microphones laying around here.
We have enough space now, too.
Yeah, we could have like you there and the other person. I know you can't see this, but you could have 2 of you guys on the couch, and I could be, from here from the control panel. We could do a whole in-person thing if you wanted to.
We could have a panel interview.
Oh, wow. Check that out.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Welcome to the K2 couch.
So-
that might sound slightly inappropriate. We did not mean it that way, friends.
Well, that's a new segment we're coming up with. Spoiler alert.
Couch combos.
So now that we are back, the reason why we took this long break, if you've been following us the entire way, we were gone for maybe a month or so.
I don't know. I think that it was like closer to like a month and a half, right? I mean,
Right.
it was a good chunk of time.
We only planned to be gone for 1 month. But the 1 month turned a little bit longer. And the reason was because we were in the middle of selling our current house we were living in so we can take the money and put it into a new house, which we have today.
Yeah. And so, you know, if you're familiar with the home buying and selling process, you have to keep the house showroom ready at all times while you have people walking through. And then once we did have a seller and we accepted their offer and our offer was accepted for the house that we're now living in, we had to go through the process of packing everything. And it was only a 30-day turnaround from when we opened to when we closed escrow and had to completely move out of the other house. And I can't even believe we did it. I mean, moving a family of 5 with all of the junk that you and the boys have was so much
Well,
work.
that's not junk. It's just collectibles, baby.
Call it whatever you want. It's interesting because we had some of our friends helping us with the moving process. And as we were going through all of the different boxes and I was looking for my stuff, I had like 10 boxes total. And Zeke has like 4 boxes. And then we had like a total of 100 boxes that we moved. I know.
I know. It's crazy.
No, seriously, no joke. I mean, we spent $450 on moving boxes.
Just the boxes alone.
Just the boxes because because you and the boys have so much stuff accumulated. So
That is true.
yeah.
That is true.
And so it's like everything we've moved into the house so far is like essential stuff. And then now it's like, do we really move the rest of the stuff in or do we start to donate it?
Well, we did donate a bunch and we did sell a lot of stuff. Like the kids' beds got sold and the extra guest room bed got sold. And what else did we sell? We gave away
we
that
sold
table.
the dining room table and then we gave your parents the kitchen table and then the little extra the chairs that we used to have in our coffee area we're giving to your parents, but our love seat for the living room hasn't come in yet. So they're patiently waiting to get the chairs for that.
Right. So taking it back even further, the reason why, if you remember, was it last episode before last, Kristine actually had there was a visitor to the house, a crazy person.
You make it sound like it was somebody that I wanted to have there.
No, you didn't want to have him there because you told me to call the cops and get rid of him. It's some guy came to our house thinking that he knew you, Kristine, and that he said that you gave him a ride somewhere or something creepy.
He said we were friends and like he knew my name and knew our address and it was super bizarre.
So when that happened, we called the police. They took a report and they tried looking for the guy and things like that because he kind of wandered off. We think that he was probably trying to case the house to break into it to see if when he was home. And I came out and confronted the guy and he was like, and I'm like, he's like, well, is Kristine there? And I'm thinking like, what? Because he mentioned your name. They're probably going through our trash, probably getting the mail with your name on it, associated with our address. So because of that stuff, Kristine said, you know what? I am done. We are moving.
Yes, I did say that because, well, first of all, we've been growing out of that house. The boys have been real champs in making it work, but it just felt like everybody was living on top of each other. Whenever Kris was podcasting, it was so loud that like nobody could do anything in any other area of the house because it was really loud. And at some point in time, it just gets really frustrating because it's like, you know, you want to have an activity going on, but you can't because somebody else, like even if the kids were watching a TV and it was too loud, we were just living in too close of quarters for a family of 5. And I know that we lived in a nice sized house, but as the boys were getting bigger, they needed more space. And really the 2 littlest ones, it was about time for them to have their own bedrooms because, you know, Jacob's a preteen, he's in middle school now and does need a bit of privacy to be able to, you know, change and even just to decompress, you know, sharing a bedroom with somebody if you're not married to them, like sharing a
even if you are married with them, you know.
What? You didn't let me finish, dude.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, see, my perfect example.
Whatever.
So like sharing a room with someone and not having your own personal space can be very taxing. And that's why I think like moving into this new house where you have a dedicated space where you could actually close the door and come down here and podcast. And then like I can be upstairs watching TV, or I can be in my little office area that's on the landing, or I can be in the formal living room while you're hanging out in the family room. Like, we have options now. And then we have a huge backyard. It's so glorious.
Oh, it sounds great, and it is great.
Yeah.
Now, when we were doing the home buying process, that very same day that creeper guy came to the house, Kristine went online looking for houses. She found this house, particularly we're living in today, but she found it, and then she called the agent that was listed on their website, or the real estate website. She found that was a Zillow or something like that.
Yeah, it was Coldwell Banker. It was a specific listing agent, and I called him, and he was like, well, let me give you the name of my business partner. And I was thinking, does he not want our business? I didn't understand how it all worked, because the last time that I bought a house, I was super young, like 26. And I just kind of went along with everything because it was a brand new home build and we were renting before that. And so I didn't know the whole process. But what I didn't realize is that I was being passed on to somebody that could represent us as the buyers, because the other guy represented the sellers.
Right. So even though they work for the same company, we had an agent that was helping us sell our house and buy the new one. And then they had an agent for the seller of this house. Was a different agent, but they all worked under the same umbrella.
Yeah. So what ended up happening is we came to this house and I walked in and walked through a couple of things. And I just said to Chris, we need to put an offer on this house. And he's like, I don't know, Mr. Slowpoke, coming to the same realization, because I think that you had like a real emotional attachment to the past house, even though we'd had some challenges with it at times. But, once we got going in the process, some things happened at the other house that we don't need to disclose on here.
Okay.
We don't need to disclose. Well, I mean, I guess we can, because it's all disclosed through the home buying process. But we ended up having 2 more leaks, actually.
That house is like a leaking machine over there.
Well, hopefully everything we got resolved, but we ended up having to do. Thankfully this time, because we had a leak detection machine and we had the home inspection on the other house, they found a leak that was happening in the wall before it became an issue, but it did end up, between the 2 different types of fixes, it cost us $45,000.
What?
I think it cost us close to $6,000 in
all.
No
way.
Oh, come on. Don't act like that.
$6,000?
Yeah, it did. And we didn't go through insurance this time.
Oh, God. That was paid out of pocket, by the way.
Yeah, it was. But you know what? We are really excited to be here. And Chris, how does it feel to be in this brand new palace that you live in as king of the castle?
Oh, thank you. First off, thank you for addressing me as my proper title. It's no more Lord, no more. Now it's king of the castle here at the official new K2 studios. So once you get the house and get everything figured out and physically got the paperwork all done and the inspections were all done and all the loans were funded and all the paperwork was done and all that stuff was good to go. The fun part was figuring out how to move, because you got to sell one house and we couldn't physically live in this house until the other house was officially sold. And that gave us a 1-day, 2-day window to get everything out of one house into this house, like moving one big house, another big house. It was very stressful, and we hired a moving crew. I took days off of work. I wasn't going to originally, but I took time off of work.
Okay. I'm going to interrupt here, because here's how the story actually goes. So if y'all don't know, Chris got a promotion at work.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
Oh, I guess
You're a driver trainer.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
You got a promotion at work a couple of months ago, and Chris was selected to train this new driver. And so we were already planning on moving, and I'd already told him, and we talked about it, that he was going to take off several days to help move. And then he comes home a week and a half before the move, and he says to me, there's no way that I can take any time off of work because I'm training this guy. I can't take any sick days. I can't take anything. So you're going to have to figure out how to do it on your own. And so I was like, okay, I've moved by myself before. This isn't new. I'm just going to figure out how to do it. And then to me, in my mind, that's like, washing your hands of the whole situation, that Chris is just like, hands off, Kristine, handle it. And so I go into Kristine fix it mode and, contact the movers that I know are really great. I start lining everything up. And then he finally starts freaking out.
Wait, time out.
No,
what do you mean freak
start
out?
Freaking out 2 days before the move, when I said, I need you to do 3 different things for me. And you started hyperventilating literally. And you're like, this is so stressful. I can't do this. I can't do this and work. I have to take time off of work. And I was like, you can do that? And you're like, well, I've never asked. I was like, what? You told me you couldn't take time off. And you're like, well, I just assumed because I'm training someone that I can't. Well, lo and behold, you could. And you did. And to say that the moving was stressful is an absolute understatement. First of all, shout out to 24/7 movers here in San Diego. They've helped me move a couple of times, and they had a crew of 3, and they worked so hard. 5 hours loading up at the old house, 5 hours unloading here.
And the drive.
Then and they got, a drive and lunch. But then on top of it, the one thing that Kris was saying, and I'm going to admit it, I'm doing this while it's recording.
Okay, what is it, babe?
I was wrong.
What?
I was wrong.
About what?
In thinking that they could get everything in the moving truck in one swoop.
They did not, did they?
Hey, don't rub it in while I'm apologizing.
Okay.
That, the next day, Kris went and rented a little U-Haul trailer and loaded it to the brim, just to get the last couple of things like the patio furniture and stuff like that. And then the sweet couple that bought the house, we asked them if there was anything that they wanted us to leave. And they said whatever that we wanted to leave them that they would be happy to keep. And so we did. We were going to take a few extra things like our picnic table from the patio and a mirror and some other stuff. And then we were just like, you know what? They're just starting out in this house. We're just going to leave it for them. This stuff is in good shape. We didn't leave them junk, but then we did pay a cleaning company to come in and clean the whole thing.
Well, which is funny. We did that on Friday. We actually moved everything on Thursday. And then Friday came, supposed to have everything out of the house. By Friday, the house, we were supposed to give them the keys on Friday. So Friday was like, here's the keys, cleaning crew's coming through. But we had to go back over there and get a bunch of extra stuff.
Well, no, we weren't
while the
supposed
cleaning crew was going through.
Right, but we weren't supposed to give them the keys till that night. But yes, we did have to, the cleaning crew showed up and I told the ladies, we're not quite done. If you could just avoid these couple of rooms while we finish up. Well, they kind of freaked out because they saw that there was still trash that we'd, come out from under the beds and stuff that I needed to sweep up. And they called their boss, and the boss called me and was like, we're going to have to add hours on. And I was like, no, we're still cleaning up. Have them start in these other rooms. And so, yeah, we were cleaning alongside them and
moving stuff out. Yeah.
Kris was doing the moving. I was doing the cleaning. And it was completely exhausting, right?
So 2 full days of pretty much moving and cleaning type of work. And
before
then
we could even unpack, right?
Right. And once we got everything here, the garage and the new house became ground zero for unloading everything. The garage is still full of boxes even to this day. And we got most stuff, a lot of stuff's put away, but there's still a lot of stuff in the garage we have to put away. And it just, moving sucks. Who says moving was fun?
We're not doing it ever again.
Well, you say that now.
Nope.
You say that now,
I say this forever.
I always say that too.
Nope.
every move I've ever done.
I say this forever.
Every single move I will say.
Yeah, but I overrule you on this. This is our house. We are not moving again. If we're moving again, then we're hiring people to pack us, move us, and unpack us.
And we're going on vacation. We're going to go somewhere. Remember that old show, what was that show on ABC? It was Flip This House or whatever, where they take the family that was in distress and they would demolish their house and rebuild it.
Oh, the Extreme Makeover Home Edition?
That's the one. And they would send the family on Walt Disney World because it was owned by Disney, ABC.
Right.
It's great vacation for a week. They do this Zoom FaceTime thing and hey, I'm showing your house, but I can't show you what it looks like right now. We're still working on it. And then they get all excited. They come home. I want to do that.
Where they pack you and then unpack you.
Yeah, you don't do nothing. You come back and everything's back the way it was. All beautiful.
Yeah, I vote for that. Except I love this house and I don't think I ever want to move, ever.
So we are officially in the new house. And because we moved, and I did because I sold the house for a pricey penny.
We sold the house.
Excuse me. We sold the house for a pricey penny. We were able to get into this house and have a little extra money. If you're hearing us right now, we are coming to you on the brand new computer. Check that out. We got rid of the old dinosaur.
Yeah. So Kris bought us a new computer that is now running the podcasting software and editing software. And you moved over to the dark side. I'm really proud of you. You left the world of PCs, which I think stands for pieces of crud. And you moved over to the world of the Mac, which I refer to as the Mac Daddy.
Mac Daddy time.
Mac Daddy of computers.
Yeah, upgraded to the MacBook Pro. This is not the brand new one that's coming out, which I guess you can't.
Why are you speaking down about your computer? It's a Cadillac.
Oh, thank you, baby. So I got it all plugged into everything. Everything's plugged into it. This is our first time Kristine and I are doing any kind of podcast audio. So hopefully this podcast comes out correctly and the Mac didn't eat it up.
It's not going to eat it up. You are still so unsure about whether or not it's going to function for you.
Well, that's what my story in life. Last whole week has been trying to get this Mac to work with the hard drive, to work with the gear, so we can physically get this whole podcast up and running. It's not that we didn't want a podcast. It's because we moved and had boxes everywhere and I had to get a new computer and set it all up and make sure it runs.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that the one thing that I forgot about because, I didn't forget about it. So first of all, as an adult, I bought a house when I was like 26, when I was in my previous relationship, and we didn't have a ton of stuff to move because we were moving from a little rental and it was just 3 of us and we didn't really own a ton of stuff. And so when I moved from there into my parents' house after we separated, I only took 10 boxes with me. And then when I moved down to San Diego, I only had a little bit of stuff to move. I bought a few things before I left, but it was like a little couch, a little table. My bed got delivered up there. Like it wasn't so much stuff. And so I would say I really underestimated how much unpacking and organizing has to happen for a family of 5. And
oh gosh, I
that
know.
amidst working full time and running my business and, trying to manage the many moods of Kris has been
Wait a second.
more than I anticipated.
The many moods of Kris. Hey, speaking of Kris, this whole entire week is birthday week. I had my birthday last week or this week, really, if you look at it, really. And I've been on vacation for the last week. It's been fantastic. It's vacation, Kris.
Yes, it is. And we're going to talk more
back.
about that right after this.
Hey there, K2 crew. We love having you as our loyal listeners.
To keep up to date with what's happening behind the scenes, check us out on social media.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter.
And don't forget to follow our Facebook page.
Yeah, tag us in your favorite fun stories, and guess what? You might just end up on the show.
Ooh. And welcome back, everybody. We are so excited to share with you some of the things that have been happening behind the scenes, even though we've been moving over the last few weeks. Kris, you've still been hard at work on a couple of different things, and one is a big project involving Patreon.
We have had a Patreon account for a very long time, but I actually, for the first time ever, decided to use it for what it's intended for. So
yeah, because before this, how many patrons did we have?
About 200, I think it was.
How many did we have?
1.
And it was who?
You.
So what is Patreon first before you go into like how people can get involved?
Patreon is a way for you to support our show and I designed a new Patreon page that has 3 different tier levels. Now, these tier levels are designed and focused around you, the listener. So if you want to help support us, we are going to support you and hook you up with some cool, very cool things.
Okay, like what?
So we have 3 levels. We have a K2 crew, a K2 crew insider, and the Mac Daddy of them all, the K2 super crew.
Okay, so if I was wanting to get involved and support the K2 show, but maybe I don't want to spend more than I spend on a cup of Starbucks. Is that possible?
Absolutely.
Okay, tell me about it.
So with the K2 crew, this is what you get. With the K2 crew, you on level tier 1, you get to a Patreon shout out. We are going to shout you out on the podcast. And
That's fun.
If you are a podcaster, if you have a podcast or you're part of a podcast crew, we will play your promo spot on the podcast, on the Kris and Kristine show. That is tier level 1.
Okay, and how much is that?
It starts at $5.
Now, is that $5 a day?
No, it's $5 total.
Oh, like a month?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, you pay $5 and you get a shout out on the Kris and Kristine show.
It's basically like you're buying us a cup of coffee. That's the cost of it, right?
Absolutely. So if you have a podcast or a book, or even if you have a YouTube channel or anything like that at all, you want to get another place to promote your content, you just click on our Patreon page. That is patreon.com/The Kris and Kristine Show.
Okay. And so if I wanted to give a little bit more than just a cup of coffee, what's the next level?
The next level is tier 2, and that is the K2 Crew Insider.
Okay, tell me more.
Now, with the K2 Crew Insider, you get the first 2 available options from the previous level. Those are already included. And you also get, check this out, you're going to get exclusive content you can't get anywhere else from the Kris and Kristine show.
Okay, like what kind of content? Are we like creating a Kris and Kristine show, like podcasters poster or something?
Well, it could be
or like a calendar where you get the many faces, the many moods of Kris in a calendar form?
That
is a great idea, actually.
We're coming to that later. You're spoiling number 3 already. So here, you get a bonus shows, behind the scenes stuff, and content you can't get anywhere. When I mean bonus shows, we are going to do extra special things that you're going to be able to have a link to play, but nowhere else.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see Kris doing his Christmas elf dance on YouTube, I'm going to schedule it and make him choreograph it, and you can't get it unless you're part of the K2. Was it Insider?
Yes, you are. If you are the K2 Crew Insider, you get inside exclusive content you're not going to get anywhere else.
Oh my gosh. So, I think that this is what is going to allow us a little bit more flexibility. So we keep this show family friendly, and it's not like we're going not family friendly, but I think we can be a little bit more open for those that are our patrons at the insider level that get to know us a little bit more. Those are like our roadies, right?
You know, one thing I had an idea for definitely our roadies. One thing I had an idea for this bonus content. Remember how we did a while ago, how I said I've always wanted to do like a mystery style theater, 3000 style of an episode where
Mystery Science Theater?
That's what I said. Yeah. Mystery Science Theater style of an episode where we would watch watch a Netflix show or something, and we would like riff on it. And then you would push play on the audio that we'd send you, and you can watch the show at the same time we're watching the show. How fantastic is that?
If you see me rolling my eyes, that's what's happening here. But yeah, we'll get to do some fun stuff like that.
Or how about like a movie,
more interactive,
or a show that Kristine's never seen? Like what movie would you think you want Kristine to watch? And we'll have her watch it for the first time, and she'll tell me what's going on during the show, during the movie. And you guys can watch it too.
Movies. No,
it'll be so much fun.
No, scare Kristine. So, Kris, it sounds like people are getting an awful lot in that second tier. Is there anything else that they get to benefit from?
On that second tier, as a K2 Crew Insider, you also have the fan request. Now, fan request, basically what that is that you get to write us a topic or a question or a Q&A or anything you want. We will have that read live on the podcast. It'll be like a shout out. It'll have your request. If you have a suggestion on what you want to do, we will. What do you raise your hand? Yes, you in the front. You in the front? I got one already.
So this totally made me think of like back when I was in like a middle school, when I would try and call into the radio station just to be like, hey, this is Kristine from Kingsburg, and I'd like to request in whatever song. And then you just like listen forever, hoping that your request is going to come on the radio. Is this kind of like that?
Yes.
That's so cool.
This is your chance to have your own personal spin on the Kris and Kristine show.
So can I pay to be in that second tier just so that I can say whatever I want, unfiltered?
Yes, pretty much. Yeah. Well, that will be part of the bonus content we're going to deliver out there.
That sounds fun. Okay. What about the final tier?
The final tier is the K2 Super Crew. So you're going to be part of the Super Crew. Now, the Super Crew gets everything involved with tier 1 and tier 2. So you're going to be part of the K2 Crew, the K2 Crew Insider, and the K2 Super Crew. So you get everything involved in the last 2 tiers. But we got something super special.
What is it?
Merch.
Wait, what's merch?
You'll be getting exclusive merchandise shipped straight to you. Each month, we will send you a custom gift. Each month, you're going to get a custom gift.
I didn't know we had merch. Like, what kind of stuff are we going to have?
We will announce the gifts on the podcast. So listen to this every episode of the podcast to find out which gift we're going to be sending out to our K2 Crew Super Crew.
That sounds really cool, Kris.
And in addition to that, wait, there's more.
Okay. You totally sound like an infomercial guy right now.
I know, don't I? So, as part of the K2 Super Crew, you will get your chance to have a live chat with myself, Kristine, both of us, however you want to do it. It could be by phone, it could be by Zoom call, or whatever technology you want to do, by Kite or by Skype.
By kite? What's kite?
I don't know. Just carrier pigeons. I don't know.
Oh.
The point is this, is that you're going to be able to have a one-on-one personal conversation with us. You can chit-chat about whatever you want to talk about. You just hit us up. If you are a K2 crew, Super Crew.
Okay.
So head over to patreon.com/the Kris and Kristine show, and you pick a tier level that is appropriate for you to get involved with the Kris and Kristine show. Become a K2 Crew Insider. Become a K2 Crew Super Crew.
I thought that was called the K2 Crew Mac Daddy.
or you could be part of the K2 Crew. However you slice it, there's something for everybody.
And remember that all of the proceeds that you provide through Patreon go to help us fuel the fun over here at the K2 Studios. And it's things like upgrading our gear, being able to, provide other types of fun things. I don't know. Well, the more we grow, the better we become, right, Kris?
Hey, speaking of that, I had an idea for the merch. I had an idea. One of the first things I can probably toss up there in the old K2 Crew Insider is I have a signed autograph picture right behind me of an actor who's signed a autographed picture of an actor from...
That was a gift to you. No, you are not giving that away.
What do you mean I can't give that away?
You can't give it away. It was a gift to you from your sister.
No,
if you're going to give merch, people want merch from the K2 show because we're a big deal, if you didn't know. So maybe autographed photos of us.
Oh, there's an idea.
So does that mean we get to go get like really cute photos done?
We should do that, totally.
Yeah. Are we going to do them at the beach?
Yeah, however you want to do it. We can have them blown up and have them not posters, but whatever you call it, and maybe we can have Clover in the shot. What do you think?
Oh, that's cute. I love that. If you guys didn't hear her earlier, she was walking around in the studio. We brought her in because she was crying. And then as Kris was getting ready to record a segment about the Super Crew, she starts chasing her tail and barking. And it's like, okay, Clover, you lost the privilege of being in the studio tonight.
I know. She's all lonely over there, all wanting to run around. And she looks so cute. We got her hair all done and cut. And she went
to the salon yesterday. Her daddy took her to the salon.
Yes, I did.
That was working.
I took her in the Z over there, by the way. Did
you seriously?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
Yes, I did. And she kept trying to climb on my lap. I'm trying to drive. And I'm like, no, sit on your side. So I'm trying to shift the car. And I'm holding my hand on her head, trying to keep her on her seat. And I'm trying to drive at the same time and find the place. So once I found the place and got everything done, it was all great.
See, if you would have taken her in the truck, she wouldn't have been able to climb up over.
I think she still would have.
Nope, she wouldn't have.
She would have climbed over the center console there. She would have climbed over to me. So enough about that fun stuff, baby. How is your work been? The Kristine Smith Designs. How's that going?
Oh, well, it is fire. It's totally fire. And oh my gosh, before I go into that, I have to tell you, this was so funny. I was driving yesterday through Fallbrook and I was driving by this church. You've got to listen to this. It's so funny. I was driving by this church and you know how they have the little marquees in the front that they always have the different sayings, churches have the different sayings. Okay, so this one says, be salt and light, not salty and lit.
What does that mean?
Oh, if I have to explain it to you, it's not funny. In the Bible, it says, be the salt and the light of the world instead of being salty and lit.
Is that what happened in the Brimstone and Fire with Sodom and Gomorrah? Is that what you're talking about?
No. It's lost on you. So for any of you listening that have ever gone to church and you've heard that phrase, be salt and light, how would you feel about walking up to church and seeing a sign that says, be the salt and light, not salty and lit? It was so funny.
Well, I like don't be lit, especially at work, by the way.
And salty. They talk about being salty is like being sassy.
Ooh, I like a little sass.
No, you don't like salty. Salty's like, psh.
I love my women with a little sass, a little spice.
Your women? You only have one woman.
Well, now I do. Yeah, I'm just saying, in generally speaking, I'm saying,
No, I don't know what you're saying.
Okay. Well, anyways, back to your wedding stuff. How's that going, baby?
It's like I was saying, it's fire. It's going super busy. And I've actually have some really big contracts that I've been able to procure and have been keeping super busy even while we were moving. It was so crazy because Like the day we were moving, we had a flower delivery.
Right, yeah.
Because the next day I had a wedding and I had the flower delivery that was coming for that. And so, oh, no, I didn't have a wedding. I had 3 events that weekend. I had an elopement bouquet. I had an event with 27 centerpieces. And then I had a wedding I was coordinating all on the wedding weekend. And you know what? It was really great. It was interesting because for the place where I was dropping off the centerpieces for the event, I was donating them. And they paid for the half of the flowers and I paid for the rest. And then I designed them. But I made 27 centerpieces for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. And then they auctioned off my centerpieces, my 27 centerpieces. And guess how much money they made?
Well, how much?
$1,750.
What? For stuff that you did?
Why do you act so surprised?
I'm not. I just think it's wonderful. That's amazing.
Yes, it is. You sounded like a little surprised.
But also, I was going to tell you is that the day that Kristine had that wedding, the delivery van for the flowers went to the old house.
I know.
The day we were moved everything out.
But I'm so glad that you were there because otherwise, they came all the way down from Carlsbad.
Right. And so he was delivering, he's at the door, I ordered flowers. I'm like, we just moved and we're moving everything out. Can't you see where the house is empty now?
And I'd given them the new address, but yeah, it was great.
He did show me that the paperwork. Yeah. He showed me the clipboard. He's like, oh, new address. Oh, I'm so sorry. So he went over there and took care of it. But it's been going really great. This is the first weekend since August where I haven't had an event on the weekend or been out of town. And so I slept in this morning and kind of had a slow start to the morning. And then we went and did some family stuff. We went and bought Ezekiel's bed, ordered it. We went and got some new furniture for the master bedroom and then took the kids out to lunch, went shopping. We had an actual day where we were out and about and it felt really nice. It does feel nice. It feels great living here, by the way. This house is very peaceful. We have a nice view. It's kind of the houses aren't butted next to each other. We do have neighbors, but they're not super close to each other. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, for context, we live on almost a half acre now. What? How big is a half acre for those who may not know? What would it be? Half a football field. Oh, it is? Yeah, half a football field. So a football field is 1 full acre? Yeah. I had no idea. Yeah, it's basically. Really? I had no idea. That's because you never grew up in a farm town like I did. Oh, yeah. Farmville, land and acres was how they trade. They don't trade Bitcoins. They trade acres, right? You're such a dingbat. No. And cows, by the way. But thank you for asking about my business. So I had the opportunity to freelance with another florist. And if you don't know what that means, what happens sometimes is florists will put out a call and say they need an extra set of hands, but they don't just want people that don't know how to do the work. They want somebody that's also trained and can kind of assist them and also help design. And so there was this call for help from this one florist. And so I went and I helped her and it was super fun. And then I earned a little bit of cash, which helped buy some new furniture for our master bedroom. And I'm booked up for my events and I'm really happy. I'm booked up. I have a couple of openings in one in June, one in July, one in August. But then otherwise, I'm booked straight through from now until January 1st, 2023. So not that you can actually book. You just missed that. I'm booked all the way until January 2023. We're in 2021. I know. I'm saying is that although you cannot book with Kristine right now, but what is your website? So those who may know. It's www.kristinesmithdesigns.com. And that's Kristine with a K. So again, kristinesmithdesigns.com. And I am doing other things if people are interested in entering into the wedding industry, I do mentoring and can provide classes. If you're looking for a little bit of extra work on the side and are wanting to get into floral design, I'm taking on some assistants for some of my different events. So when I say I can't take any more events, I can't take any more big weddings, but I can take mini-monies, elopements, branding shoots, and things like that. I was thinking maybe we can use some of that stuff for the K2 Crew Level 2 of the Patreon page. Like what? If you have any kind of special packages or any kind of tips or anything that you can put together, maybe a video. We can maybe do some videos. This new computer behind me can do videos and stuff. So maybe we can do like a whole video shoot of you describing what you do with your flowers and stuff.
Okay, it's a possibility. If you want to learn how to design a bridal bouquet,
I'm just saying.
You're just trying to come up with fun stuff for your Patreon, huh?
Absolutely. K2 Crew Insider. Come on, let's do
we're
this.
definitely going to have some bonus content for you all, whether it's, photos, videos, and, as we go on some of our adventure trips, typically you see those videos popping up on the website, but some of those things will be more for the insiders now.
Correctamundo.
Yep. And we have some exciting adventures coming up in November. Our first anniversary is coming up, and you and I have a little getaway scheduled.
You know what? Can you believe we've been together, like married for almost a year?
Sometimes it feels like 20.
Really? For you? For me, it feels like I just met you yesterday, baby.
Am I that new to you?
No.
It's sometimes it feels like it's like 50 first dates with you.
Why is that?
You wake up and everything. You forget everything. It's
that is true. That's why
we had this discussion yesterday, and you're like, we did? What?
No, I said that to you. We had this discussion yesterday.
No, that's not true.
It is true. See, you forgot already.
No, I don't forget. You're such a dingbat.
So you got anything else, baby? Any exciting news? Anything else going on?
No, I would just say that things have been going great for me in my regular work, and the kids are all doing great. Ezekiel's doing fantastic with water polo. His team just made it to the postseason, and they're going to, I think they had a tournament this weekend, but they're starting into the playoffs next week.
Ezekiel's in water polo? Check that out.
Yeah, we've talked about that before, but his varsity team is in the postseason playoffs, and he's doing really well. He's going to be in club. And then
what's that mean in club?
In club water polo, it's like year-round water polo.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
So like there's regular water polo, like part of the sport team, and there's a club. Is it different? It's the same thing, or
it's like some of the same kids will join the club, but the club costs money, and it's like different coaches and things like that, but it helps him prepare more for swimming and all of those other things too.
Oh, it also helps you have a swimming pool. So, which this house does not have. I'm sorry to say.
But we have a spa. Why are you getting down about our house?
I know. We do have a spa. Yeah. But you know what's funny about the spa is that we have
for those of you that don't know what a spa is, it's a hot tub, a jacuzzi tub outside.
Right. Ours happens to be outside with jets and bubbles and lights and all that cool stuff, right? But for some reason, I still cannot find my swim trunks. It's boxed in somewhere. I can't find it.
I keep telling you to buy more, and you're like,
the problem is it's not the season for that. So it's hard to find swim trunks anywhere.
You can find anything on Amazon. You're just making excuses.
You can?
Yes.
Well, I'll try, but I know that because we're going into winter season, all the winter gear is out right now, like the jackets and the jeans and all that stuff.
There's always swim trunks at the store.
Is it really?
Yes, there's always at least a couple of swim trunks at the store.
Well, here in San Diego, probably, yeah. I know by the beach shops down there.
I know. I told you to buy some in La Jolla when we were there the other day, and you're like, no, I'll find them. But yes, please find them soon.
I know. Skinny dipping for Kris in the hot tub is what's going on. Hint, hint.
No. We keep it PG rated, family friendly. But this has been super fun, Kris, and thanks so much for getting us back in the game. And friends, we hope that you've enjoyed having us back and getting a little update on what's been happening in our lives as we get settled in the new K2 Palace and K2 Studios here. And thank you so much for your continued support of us. We appreciate you, and we would love to have you hop on over to our Patreon page and become a Patreon patron of the K2 show.
Absolutely. And you want to find out more about us, you always go to our website. That is KrisandKristineShow.com.
And we will be back next week.